Oh, hey. I just decided, a good friend of mine was talking to me, and he decided, hey, I'm a serial killer, I like to have some fun. What do I do with my free time? People ask me what do I do normally, and it's really, I just don't just kill people. I mean, that's a common misconception. I mean, of course I kill people. I do like to keep trophies, like, I got a hat from this guy, and a mask. It was really nice to see that kind of thing. But it's just like, as you go along in your day. I mean, I found out WebofCinema had, most websites aren't great for consensual murder. I tried IGN and posted some pictures. It was horrible stuff. And, acid, I tried Yahoo. Craigslist doesn't really work when you're looking for acid. But WebofCinema supports all of my problems. And I found out that in time, if you excuse me, sir, WebofCinema really grows on you. Movie reviews, game reviews, everything, even for the serial killer in me. Now, I'm going to have to ask you to either turn the camera away, because this next part, I don't know if you want this on your website.
So good, no fumes. He walked down the corridor. As he approached his apartment, he frowned. What the hell was this? The front door, far from being taped shut, stood ajar. Maureen? Jesus, the goddamned exterminator hadn't come. She must have fled the apartment after finding bugs in her knitting or someplace. He approached the door and pushed it open. The apartment was dark. Maureen? No reply. He looked around. The TV was on in the lounge. He could see the glow from the cathode tube. But where was the sound? Maureen! He walked into the lounge. Besides the TV being silent, there was nothing out of the ordinary. The fact that the TV was still here indicated that at least burglary wasn't their problem. He walked around and looked into the kitchen area. Maureen was standing in the shadows at the far end of the kitchen. Maureen? What are you, deaf? She said nothing. Maureen? He entered the kitchen, then stopped suddenly. On the floor, on the other side of the kitchen table, a pair of booted feet lay in a pool of dark liquid. What the hell is going on here? He whispered. Maureen took a step towards him into the silvery light thrown from the TV. She shimmered from head to toe, as if she were composed of water, and the movement had caused a ripple to run through her. Henry moved away from her and around to the other side of the table. He looked down and saw the rest of the body on the floor. It was a man in the blue coveralls of the pest control company. He, too, was shimmering. His face was red and black, like raw meat. "Oh, my God! Maureen, what have you done?" He looked back to Maureen, who now turned slowly to look at him. Henry felt his legs weaken. He staggered back against the worktop, his mouth open in unbelieving horror as she came apart before his eyes, disintegrating into a swarming darkness that flickered in the light from the TV as it rushed towards him. Henry's scream was cut off as the cockroaches flew into his mouth and throat. He tried to close his mouth, but they were as a solid thing. He reeled, staggering backwards, tearing at his face, his eyes, his mouth. He could feel them entering his ears, and he span, crashing into a chair and falling down. The last pain he felt was the merciful release of his head striking the floor. Henry's body twitched and spasmed beneath the amorphous, suffusing cloud of cockroaches. They clattered and whirled around him until his movements finally ceased, and they were able to settle. Then, as the insects began to feast, the image of Henry's agonized face slowly emerged upon the canvas of their myriad backs. It shimmered like a flat sea after the struggles of the drowned are past, and nothing but the breeze is left to gently ripple the surface.